It was a scorching summer afternoon in a small town just off Route 66. The streets buzzed lazily, locals wandered the sidewalks, and the occasional biker roared past, chrome shining under the sun. At the corner outside a convenience store, 12-year-old Ammani, a black girl with cerebral palsy, was waiting for her older brother. She stood with her walker, beads of sweat trickling down her face, but her spirit was unshakable. She was used to stares, whispers. What she wasn't used to was this. A group of bikers pulled up with a growl of engines and toxic swagger. One, larger than the rest and clearly trying to impress his crew, noticed Ammani and made a cruel smirk. "Hey kid," he barked, loud enough for everyone around to hear. "That thing got a turbo mode?" The group chuckled. Ammani's hands tightened on her walker. She lowered her head, trying to ignore them, but the man wasn't done. "You waiting for your pit crew, or just pretending to be brave?" he added, sneering, stepping closer. The laughter grew louder. Then, everything stopped. A low rumble of a black SUV pulling up. Out stepped a man, towering and unmistakable. John Cena. Wearing a simple t-shirt and jeans, he walked over with quiet purpose. He looked at Ammani first, giving her a small, reassuring nod, and then turned to the biker. "You think you're tough?" Cena said, voice calm but carrying weight. "You just mocked a kid who's stronger than you'll ever be." The biker scoffed. "Who the hell are why, John Cena?" Ammani whispered, wide-eyed. The biker turned pale. The smirk melted off his face. Cena stepped closer. "How about you try picking on someone who doesn't need a walker to stand? Or maybe you'd rather walk away before you really embarrass yourself." Silence. The biker mumbled something and turned back to his group, clearly humiliated. They didn't laugh this time. They just revved their engines and peeled off, leaving dust behind. Cena crouched down to Ammani's level. "You okay?" Ammani nodded. "They were mean, but I'm used to it." He smiled gently. "Well, you shouldn't have to be. You're stronger than they know. You're a hero." And just like that, the former WWE champ and unlikely guardian helped her into the store, walking beside her like a friend. Not a celebrity, not a hero, just a good man. Inside the store, the air conditioning wrapped around Ammani like a soft blanket, calming the storm of embarrassment and fear that still swirled inside her. She leaned against the counter as John Cena grabbed 2 cold bottles of water from the fridge. He handed her one. "Drink. Hydration is key. Champion's rule." Ammani gave a tiny laugh, her hand trembling slightly as she took the bottle. "I didn't think anyone would stand up for me like that." John leaned on the counter next to her. "People should have been standing up for you a long time ago." They stood in comfortable silence for a moment before the store clerk, an older man with a baseball cap, looked up from the register. "Hey, Cena." "That was something out there," he said. "We've had trouble with those bikers for weeks. They always roll in, push people around." John glanced down at Ammani, then back at the clerk. "They won't be back." "You sure?" Cena smiled. "They just got called out by a kid braver than all of them put together. That's not something they'll forget." Ammani flushed. "I wasn't brave. I was just standing there." "Exactly," Cena said. "And they couldn't handle it." Just then, the bell above the store door jingled. Ammani's brother, Marcus, stormed in, face tight with panic, until he saw her standing safely with John Cena. "What the Ammani? You okay?" I heard yelling outside, and, "Wait, is that John Cena?" Cena extended his hand. "Nice to meet you, Marcus. Your sister's a rock star." Marcus blinked, stunned, before bursting into a breathless laugh. Dude, I leave for 5 minutes, and John Cena's protecting my sister from biker gangs." Ammani grinned, more relaxed now, and for the first time that day, her walker didn't feel like a symbol of weakness. It felt like armor. As Cena turned to leave, he handed her a card. "This has a number on it. It's not a fan line, it's mine. If anyone gives you trouble, or if you ever need someone in your corner, you call me." "Deal." Ammani's eyes widened. "Deal." Cena walked to the door, then turned back. "One more thing. What's your dream, Ammani?" She hesitated, then said, "I want to be a sports journalist. Maybe even cover WWE someday." John Cena pointed at her. "Then start now. Write about what happened today. Tell your story. Trust me, the world needs to hear it." And with that, the door closed behind him. That night, Ammani sat at her small desk, her walker folded beside her bed. A half-empty juice box sat untouched as she stared at the blinking cursor on her tablet. Her hands hovered over the keys. She thought about the heat on her face when the biker mocked her. She thought about how it burned, not because of the words, but because no one else had said anything except one man. Then she remembered what John Cena said, "Tell your story." So she typed, "What strength really looks like" by Ammani Carter today. I was mocked by a man on a motorcycle. He called me names because I walk with help. He wanted me to feel small. But I didn't. Because someone stood up for me. You know his name. But this story isn't about John Cena. It's about how easy it is to be cruel and how powerful it is to be kind. My walker doesn't make me weak. My disability doesn't make me a victim. And people like me don't need pity. We need respect. Today, I got that. And I want to make sure other kids like me do too. So I'm writing this. Because my voice matters. Because your voice matters. And because real strength isn't about muscle. It's about showing up for people who can't fight back until they learn they can. By midnight, Ammani's post was live on her blog, which only had 7 followers, mostly friends and teachers. But by sunrise, it had 4,000 views. By noon, it had 60,000. And by evening, it was viral. A knock came on their apartment door the next day. Marcus opened it and nearly dropped his phone. A smiling reporter stood on the doorstep. Behind her, a local news van. "We're looking for Ammani Carter," she said. "We read her article. We think the world needs to hear more." Within 48 hours, Ammani was on a live stream interview. She wore her favorite purple hoodie and tried not to let the nerves show. Across the country, John Cena watched from his trailer between filming scenes. He smiled, pride in his eyes. When asked how it felt to have John Cena back her up, Ammani shrugged and said, "I mean, yeah, it was cool. But I don't want to be known as the girl John Cena saved. I want to be the girl who used her voice and made other people speak up too." That clip alone got shared by dozens of celebrities, including Cena himself. But not everyone liked it. Because somewhere, in a dusty bar off the highway, the biker sat with his crew, watching the news. And his pride was burning. "Think we're just gonna let that go?" he growled. "Time to pay her a visit."